Break free, envy. A silent demon, Chapter 1. The origin of envy. In the beginning, in the splendor of Eden, envy lay in the shadows, lurking among God's creatures. The Bible, our divine guide, reveals to us the origin of this dark feeling that has corrupted human hearts since time immemorial. The temptation in Eden. Let's begin our journey in the book of Genesis, where there is the story of the perfect garden that God created for Adam and Eve. This earthly paradise was a place of intimate communion with its Creator, where they enjoyed the abundance and harmony of creation. However, the cunning serpent, the personification of evil, infiltrated to tempt humanity. In Genesis 3 verse 5, the serpent said to Eve, "For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Here, envy insinuated itself into the human heart for the first time, promising knowledge and power beyond the limits set by the Creator. The fall of humanity. History takes us to the fall of humanity. Eve, tempted by the serpent, took the forbidden fruit and shared it with Adam. At that time, disobedience and separation from God entered the world. This act of disobedience was driven by envy of being like God, of having what one does not legitimately possess. Envy sowed the seed of sin in the human heart, leading them to lose communion with their Creator and face the consequences of his actions. The tragedy of Cain and Abel. But envy was not limited to the story of Eden, it manifested itself in the first generation of children of Adam and Eve. The story of Cain and Abel, recorded in Genesis 4, offers us a vivid example of how envy can lead to destruction. When God looked with favor on Abel's sacrifice but not on Cain's, envy consumed the latter's heart. Genesis 4:6, 7 shows us God's warning to Cain, "Why have you been angry, and why has your countenance fallen? If you do good, will you not be exalted? And if you do not do good, sin is at the door. With all this, his desire will be yours, and you will rule over him." Cain, unable to control his envy, committed the first recorded homicide in human history by killing his brother Abel. Scripture lessons. The Scriptures offer us clear warnings about the dangers of envy and its devastating consequences. Proverbs 14 verse 30 teaches us that envy rots the bones, revealing how this destructive feeling corrodes the soul and inner peace. Likewise, Philippians 4:11, 12 encourages us to find contentment in any situation, showing us the antidote to envy, gratitude and acceptance of God's will for our lives. Envy in the modern world. Envy is not a phenomenon relegated to the past, remains a powerful force in the modern world. From the days of Cain and Abel to the present day, envy has wreaked havoc on human relationships, leading to unfair competition, bitterness, and destruction. Social media, in particular, has amplified the phenomenon of envy, offering constant opportunities to compare ourselves to others and feel dissatisfied with our own lives. The fight against envy. But, as believers, we are not defenseless against envy. The Bible offers us clear guidance to resist this destructive feeling and cultivate gratitude and contentment in our lives. Through the love of God and the strength we find in His Word, we can overcome envy and live in peace and harmony with our fellow human beings. In short, the origin of envy goes back to the very heart of Eden, where disobedience and the desire to be like God sowed the seed of sin in humanity. Since then, envy has been a silent demon that has corrupted hearts and unleashed destruction on the world. But as children of God, we have the power to resist this dark feeling and live in peace and gratitude for His grace and unconditional love. In the following chapters, we will explore how we can free ourselves from this dark feeling and find peace and wholeness in God's will for our lives.